Hi everyone. Before the video starts, I just want to say that I looked back at the clips that I just made. I'm editing a little bit and I did not do a very good job with telling you what yarn I used, a lot of information about the projects, but I did so many projects. You know, this is not really my type of video, this is not really my thing. There are so many amazing videos like 2022 recaps, handmade by Florence. She's so professional. Check her out. This was just us talking for a little bit, catching up, recapping this year, so don't expect too much of me, but let's get into the video. I haven't done a sit down video in so long, so I'm quite out of shape. The last time I filmed was in December, which feels like forever ago, but really it wasn't. It's January today, the 12th, and it's 2023, which is insane first of all, but I think we all know that, we're all saying it, but yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, here we are, and I have received a lot of questions asking me to do the classic everything I knit insert year, and I did one last year and that video is privated, and the one I did last year was like the second video I ever filmed, and it's off the internet, it's gone. It was so bad, but yeah, it's making me quite sentimental because I've had this channel for a year now, so that's insane. So thank you guys for following along, and I did not want to do this video, you guys wanted it, so I'm doing it in my own way. I am not trying any clothes on today, but I will try to insert clips of the things that I'm talking about. But the difficult thing is that some of the stuff that I knit this year I don't have anymore because I gave it away or because they were gifts. Also, if I'm going to be honest, some things I don't want to try on and show you because I'm embarrassed of how they fit on me because I have body issues. I have issues with my mental health and whatever, but I'm gonna do this in the way that I feel comfortable doing, and we'll see what happens. I also did not charge my camera, so if it dies, I'm just gonna record the rest tomorrow, but we're just gonna go with it today. We're just gonna live life, and hopefully you can hear me over the rain. What's this, you may ask? I got this sticker, so I put it on. This is my knitting journal for 2022, and I've actually done a good job. So yeah, as you can see, I did include the yarn that I used for my projects in here, and it's not very aesthetically pleasing, but it's also quite satisfying. I have these pages left, and I have not finished it. I have some pictures in here that I haven't put in here yet, and yeah, it's not finished. But this is gonna help me, this ravelry is gonna help me get through the projects today, and I also have a list. I'm calling them honorable mentions, and there's quite a lot. Some things we may talk about more, but I'm just gonna say them. And I think I've shown them on my channel. I don't have them anymore, so let's just get through these first, okay? Number one is a Sophie scarf to Malika. I've made a bunch of Sunday socks that I have no pictures of. I've made a novice sweater this summer to my friend Tilda in Drops Air in size XS, and I didn't show any of that because I knit that in like 4 days. I was so stressed, so I have no picture of it. I did make a hipster hat for my dad and my brother, and I made a hipster hat for my friend Tilda. Anker sweater that I made for Signe, and I've also made a festival sweater for Signe. I don't have a picture of that one because I'm waiting for her to receive it and put it on. And then a holiday slipover for my aunt. I made vanilla socks for my mom. You saw that. I made 2 pairs of vanilla socks for my mom. And I made a Sophie scarf for my mom. Watch my Christmas videos if you want to see that. I gifted some stuff for Malika, Kahila, and Kalila when they were here visiting Sweden. And I gifted them my Ingrid slipover, 2 Stockholm slipovers. Yeah, 2 of them. 1 weekend v-neck slipover. And then another slipover that I did and gifted away was my typical slipover in green. And I gave that to my tattoo artist because I felt like that was sweet. I've been following her on Instagram for so long, so I felt like I had to give her something. And I did some math. What I've calculated is that I've made 15 sweaters, 3 cardigans, 2 dresses, 7 slipovers, 4 summer knits like the Ankers tee, 2 baby sweaters, and 4 hats. Like 33 projects, maybe more, maybe less. We're not gonna do that in 2023. My wrists, in 2022, I knit so much even when my hands and wrists were hurting. It was my first year of knitting. I was absolutely going crazy. I had so much fun, but it's not healthy. So if I'm telling you to not knit as much, don't knit this many projects. I know there are people that have made more projects than me, people that have made less projects than me, but I'm not gonna do that in 2023. Like yesterday, I didn't want to knit. Not because I've started reading again. So I just spent all day yesterday reading, and in 2022, I would be so stressed of not getting any knitting in. But we're not gonna do that this year. I'm gonna force myself to not knit certain days for the sake of my wrists. I was not taking care of myself. But this year, it's different. It's different. I'm noticing it looks like I don't have any hair. I just have 2 braids in. Paper long stocking. Sweden represent. Let's get into this, shall we? The beginning of this year, I was planning on doing a knitting journal flip through because I was a member of the bullet journal community. I know they are still out there. I'm not in it anymore, but I would just watch flip throughs all the time. Favorite types of videos, and I was gonna do that. Like, here's some of it, I guess. I don't know, it starts up pretty embarrassing, but yeah, like a checklist, and this is part 1 of things that I made in 2021, and here's more things that I made in 2021. This is when I started knitting. This page is embarrassing, so I'm not going to show it, but it's like things I've accomplished, and one of them is that I got a job at a yarn store. Here is where we start off the year. I don't think I've talked about this. I don't think this one counts. This was in the end of 2021. But the first project I made, yeah, the first project I started on December 30th and I finished it on January 4th. And it was my marble sweater. Now, me and the marble sweater have a complicated relationship. My first marble sweater, the first project of 2022, I did not like it. I was not happy at all with the fit. I used so many different yarns. I used a strand of drops Nepal, drops air, and hand-dyed mohair. But the hand-dyed mohair did not show up at all, and I didn't do a gauge swatch. We're still not really doing gauge swatches. We're doing them more, but yeah, that was just a failure of a project. But it's my first video on this channel. I learned short rows with that pattern, and it was the first finished project of 2022. And then the second project that I finished this year was a holiday slipover, and this was my first slipover. No, I made one before in 2021, but this was the first slipover of the year, and it was the holiday slipover using, I guess I remember all the projects that I made, but like what yarn I used, but I have it right here. So you will notice that in the beginning of the year, I wrote like my thoughts. So here I wrote that I used leftovers. I hate myself. I seriously wrote, use leftovers. Check out H3 podcast, babes. I hate myself. I don't like the fit on either one of these slipovers because they're so chunky and don't fit my body shape. Yep. The holiday slipover is not flattering on my body type. From my perspective, I don't like it on me. I think that Creya Bea said that she doesn't like the fit either. I don't know, but I saw a picture of petiteknit wearing it, thought that I could do it. I've made 2 holiday slipovers, 3 technically, 1 to my aunt. Then I made a sweater number 1 using Team Silk Mohair by Sun Is Gone. You can see it here, okay? Gorgeous. That one has been sent off in the trash, which is so sad. I tried to unravel it. It did not go well. It did not go well. So it was just a tangled mess, so I had to throw it away. And I know someone's probably going to say that I could make it into stuffing for a pillow or something, but I was not thinking about that a couple of months back. So using only mohair, the bind off was too tight, so I couldn't even get it on. And when I got it on, I had to fight to get it off. So that was not a successful project. So the first 3 projects of 2022 did not go that well. My Louvre sweater, I gave this one to my best friend Tilda. Another prime example of why blocking is the best thing ever. Evened out all my bulky German short row stitches, gave it a wonderful drape, and fixed every mistake. I remember struggling so much with the short rows on the Louvre sweater It was my second time doing short rows, and I had to restart that like 50 times. And this was also like the first time not using mohair for a sweater or like a fluffy yarn. So that mixed with the first time, like one of the first times making short rows, the stitches were so uneven. But like I said, blocking helped fix a lot of it, not everything. And also I used petiteknit by Sun Is Gone, and it's just too scratchy for me. And I know a lot of people will find it soft. It isn't scratchy on me, but I need something fluffy, soft, and I need mohair. I like that. So then I made a Friday slipover for my aunt, and that one gift knit for Catherine. Yeah, I used gifted yarn from Malika and Kahila and Kalila copy dolls for I'm drinking wine. It's 4 p.m. on a Saturday. Give me a break. Okay? I'm nervous about this. I struggled a lot with this because I just felt like the body was taking forever. Because when I knit stuff for other people, I'm not as motivated to finish them. Sorry. Selfish knitter. Then I made a novice cardigan chunky edition. And I love this one. I don't love this one actually. I do. I love the color. I realize now that I cannot talk too much about every single project because there's a lot of them. But yeah, you should go back and watch my videos of making them like this time last year. If you have any questions about the pattern, just ask, comment, check my Ravelry. But if you have a specific question, I'll try to answer it in the comments. I love the yarn and I love the color, and I do wear it a lot, but I don't think it's that flattering on me, the shape. It's too big, I think. And since then, I've made the cardigan number 7 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, which has raglan shaping instead of a circular yoke, which the novice cardigan has. And that one just sits better on me, so yeah. And then we have my first ever test knit. It's the Typical Tank by Tiffany Lou. She let me test knit it. So sweet. I had to pick it up and make it longer, so it has this line on it where I cut, unraveled, and picked up stitches. And with my hangy, loosey-goosey tits, sorry, the halter top, like I usually wear a lot of halter top tank tops, but that one was just a bit too deep for how my boobs sit, so I don't wear it a lot if I'm gonna be honest. There's nothing wrong with the pattern. I recommend this pattern. She does have bigger sizes, and I hope she doesn't get offended by this, and if you have bigger boobs and have made it to fit you, great. But for me, I'd say I would recommend pattern for my smaller titty friends. It will look gorgeous on you, but for me it just doesn't work, so I don't really wear it, unfortunately. The next project that I made that I don't have anymore is my caramel sweater. I used Sunday by Sun Is Gone, first time. Spent a lot of money on that. And mohair by Viking Gone in the color beige. I gifted that one to my cousin. I didn't use it. It came out too small for me. It was a time where I didn't do gauge swatches. I still don't, but I check my gauge when I get into a certain part of the project, like where I can measure a little bit and see where we are at. And I always go up half a needle size. Like this one, I used 4mm, like how the pattern told me to. Don't do that. If you know you're a tight knitter, don't use what petiteknit uses. Go up a size. Look, I'm not telling you to make gauge swatches. I just wish I thought a bit about it. Like if petiteknit uses 4mm and you're such a tight knitter, maybe you shouldn't use 4mm to get gauge. So yeah. Next thing, my Sunday dress. I haven't worn this a lot. I have, but the reason why I haven't worn it is because I'm so afraid of it losing its shape. I used Coos by Sun Is Gone, which is a blown yarn, and I use a strand of mohair, and it's so soft. It's like it goes down to like below my teeth, I was gonna say knees. So it's like wearing a cloud. It's better than wearing a robe. It's better than wearing pants, like cozy pants. I don't know how to speak English, but I'm just afraid of it losing its shape and being longer because of the yarn. So I don't really wear it a lot, but I should, because it's cute. Okay, I think we're entering my slipover era at this point. Yeah. Okay, so the slipover era happened because I was obsessed with making slipovers. It was so much fun. So much fun. But I did not wear them because I just want to know that I'm not telling you that some people can wear certain things and some cannot. But for me, how I want my body to look, how I feel comfortable in clothing, slipovers is not that flattering on me. I feel like I don't wear jeans. I barely wear pants. I wear dresses. I really try and define my waist in clothing. So having a slipover that does not, it removes the shape from my waist. So I was just making them hoping I would look like petiteknit in them. Realize my body is not petiteknit's body, so I'm not going to get the same effect. I just thought slipovers were so much fun. It was picking up stitches, like the construction is so much fun. And the first one I made was the Stockholm slipover in some hand-dyed yarn. And one of the first slipovers in my slipover era was a Stockholm slipover. I was so nervous about making that one because that one was 4 out of 5 difficulty. It's so easy. The only thing that made it 4 was the German short rows. Come on now. Don't get too discouraged by stuff like that. I made that in 4 days and it was a lot of fun, but the colors are crazy. I did not make it and I ended up I did not wear it, I mean, and I gifted that to Copy Dolls. That was one of the ones I mentioned earlier.
It's cute.
We love you.
Even if we didn't wear this with a turtleneck.
Even if we didn't get a present.
But then I made another typical slipover after the pattern was released, I think, in some Nora yarn that Malika gifted to me. I still have that one. I do not wear it because of the reasons I told you, but I need to keep it because it's Noro and it's so beautiful. I paired it with a mohair and it's Noro Kakigori in the color 08 Iwaki. I don't know if that's probably not the right pronunciation, I'm sorry. And then a third typical slipover. Right! Oh my god! Forgot to tell you, the pink slipover was the test knit. It was the test knit. And then I made this one, the green one, using Drops Flora in the color 16 and Dusty Artichoke. Fun fact, when I was leaving my resume at the yarn store that I work at now, I picked up some Dusty Artichoke as an excuse to get up there. Like go up there like, hi, I'm buying this. And oh, by the way, here's my resume. But yeah, this one is gifted to my tattoo artist. Then I made an Ankers Summer's Tee, love that one. Then I made a Weekend V-neck slipover, hated that one, ended up gifting that to Copy Dolls. And then I made an Ingrid slipover. Oh my god, the Ingrid slipover. I have bad memories kind of attached to it because I was quite sick at the time. And it was during Eurovision season when I was knitting it, and I was just knitting it in my bed, watching the live streams from the rehearsals of Eurovision, and I was so sick I could barely keep my eyes open. And I was just praying that I would get better for Eurovision. I did not. I ended up being sick the entire year. I gifted that one to Copy Dolls. Like, I had waited for that pattern for so long because I thought I wouldn't be able to do the sweater. You'll see that I did eventually. But yeah, the slipover ended up super big. I think it was because I used too thick of, I made a gauge swatch, but I think the finished object ended up being bigger. So when after I blocked, I don't know. And then the last slipover of my slipover era, I think. Yeah, I think it was my last slipover. Is another Stockholm slipover in some hand-dyed yarn. Kalila has been, I'm gonna put up a picture here of Kalila wearing it instead. It looks so much better on her. So I'm so happy that they ended up taking it with them. Now we're in May, by the way, the end of May, beginning of June. And I made, losing my train of thought. The only bad thing about this project, the only thing I couldn't do was the sleeves. I had to restart that quite a lot. Otherwise, it's the same as a slipover. But just for future reference, if you want to make the Ingrid sweater, do not skip the decreases during the cross section and you will be totally fine. Just add it in somewhere else. And don't overthink when doing the short rows in the double moss section. And don't overthink when doing decreases in the moss section. Just do something. Just do what feels right and it will end up right. I don't want to say more than that because it's a paid for pattern, but here we go. Then I made 2 June tops. Ooh, it was June, and petiteknit just released her pattern, and she made these. I'm gonna put up how it looks of petiteknit, like bra friendly summer tops. Amazing. I do not think they're bra friendly. It might have been something I knitted wrong. Yeah, obviously that's the straps are too long because they keep falling off. But even on my Kakegori one, where my strands, no help, my straps aren't too long. They just roll up. I probably knitted it wrong. If you knit it right, it's probably gonna sit really nice on you, but I do not wear these. They were fun to make. Next was my terrazzo sweater. Now, this one has been unraveled. I'm gonna put in a clip here. Something happened last night. I haven't really processed it, but it looks something like this. I don't know if you can see what yarn this is. This is my terrazzo sweater. My god. So I'm in this mood, right, of organizing, fixing stuff. I really want to finish my marseille cardigan, right, before the new year. But I have so much. I'm in this, I cannot finish it until everything else is done. Somehow my brain decided to do this. I just saw someone wearing the terrazzo sweater, and I did some modifications to my terrazzo sweater this summer. I made a boat neck, or just like a folded edge, I think is the right word. I don't know what a boat neck is. I just did a folded collar. I knitted shorter like I usually do. I knitted it to the length of my Ingrid sweater. I made the sleeves to like here. But you guys know I'm a beginner knitter. I started knitting in September 2021. So it's been over a year now, but I'm still learning. I'm learning something with everything. And my terrazzo sweater, do you guys know what Pout Lovato is? I have my Pout Lovato, and it's this picture. I can't believe I'm showing you this. It's on Instagram. I myself never posted this. I don't know why, but this picture, I can try and go to sleep at night and I'll think of this picture. It haunts me. I feel like that. I feel like this when I wear my terrazzo sweater. Okay, this is too much to explain, but I knitted the terrazzo sweater in the size large, and that pattern is not very size inclusive. It goes to up to a 3X, I think, and it's not very oversized. So I made this blue terrazzo sweater that I haven't shown you guys. I should put it on. I'm making this so hard for myself. It's 2 a.m. while I'm filming this, by the way. This one is way back. This is size XL, and it's very big. It's still very cropped because I didn't have enough yarn. The sleeves are longer than my terrazzo. I could not compare it for you guys right now because it's halfway unraveled. These are straight sleeves, by the way. These have no decreases. This is what I want. I want it longer, and I want the turtleneck. So I made this neck on my terrazzo sweater, and I picked up the exact amount of stitches it says on the pattern, in the pattern, but that's probably an amazing stitch count if you're making the big ass fucking collar, but it was too many stitches for that little folded collar, so it kind of sticks out, and I tried to put an elastic in it. It's just, I don't wear it. And the terrazzo sweater by petiteknit is my favorite sweater. It's just, the yarn is so gorgeous. It's so colorful but so muted at the same time. So what I did yesterday, this all happened under 10 minutes. I know that knitting for Olive, Noro Silk Garden Sock Solo is like super hard to find, and I messaged the yarn store that I bought it from and was like, hi, can I just buy one skein? She sold yarn kits with mohair and the pattern for the terrazzo sweater, and this summer I was able to buy just 4 skeins of that yarn, but she wouldn't let me buy just one skein. I need to make a shout out to Hustanistan in Stockholm, I think. I've never been. And she was so kind in the emails. She sold out as well, but she's gonna get it in the middle of January, she thinks. So she was putting one away for me. I'm looking through all my sweaters, and this is my favorite yarn, and I don't wear it. This is what it looks like. The beautiful yarn. Are you kidding me? The sleeves are unraveled. It went fairly easy. I do have one skein left over from this sweater. I used Knitting for Olive mohair with this, you can tell, like that. So these are 2 yarns in one. I'm not gonna separate them. I know that you can like wash yarns like this where you've unraveled the sweater to make it straighter, but it's just gonna have to be what it is. It is January now, like the 3rd or the 4th, and I just found the clip of me talking about my terrazzo sweater. I don't remember filming that, but I do remember the damage that I did to my terrazzo sweater. I watched it and I started editing that clip, and I just want to show you where we are at. And all I've done, I think, is just unravel a bit more of the tubular bind off. I still have a while to go. I do want to show you this. When I said in that video that I'm not going to wash the yarn, well, I changed my mind. Somehow I started watching a lot of knitting videos, even though I don't really anymore. In all of them, someone had unraveled a sweater, and they talked about why you should wash the yarn and stuff. So I just realized that if I'm gonna unravel this entire sweater, remake it to be perfect, the thing that can happen is, you see the curls here, is that those stitches can look uneven, and I wouldn't really, maybe I would care about that, but not fully. But since I am adding in a new skein, I'm worried that if I knit with this on the body, for example, and then I want to lengthen it, that you can see a difference between the old yarn and the new yarn, and I don't want that. I just decided if I'm going through all of this trouble of unraveling my sweater, I should make it perfect. Now, I did see that you don't have to wash the yarn, that you can just steam it for it to not curl anymore like this. We just got a steamer like to steam clothes and stuff, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna steam because I just don't want to wash it. I know you're not supposed to steam it like this, you're supposed to have it like out, but I don't think these knots are as professional as hand ironers, so I'm just scared to keep it like that, so I'm keeping it like this for now. And I don't know when I will unravel this. I just accepted a new test knit today, so I know what I'll be doing in February, and I think it'll take up most of my time. I cannot wait for this year when I get to actually re-knit this, but this is where we are at the moment. Hope you enjoyed this terrazzo disaster.
Nu är det bara att det rinner ur vatten ur den.
Hur ska det här... Ska jag sträcka det på något sätt? Vad ska jag göra? Den där.
Så du frågar en sak.
Och mardrömsscenario, mamma. Det är ju att man då tvättar det, tar upp och så har alla knutar lossnat. Skillnaden med att jag ångar och om jag tvättar är att jag har ingen aning om hur fan jag ska tvätta.
Nej,
om jag ska rubba det ihop eller om jag bara ska med mina knutar. Alltså jag litar inte på att de håller. Alltså nu måste min tröja bli perfekt när jag stickar om.
Men bara där du jämför så ser du vilken skillnad.
Jäklar! Shit alltså. Yeah, this one is re-knitted. It's gone. But I have so many fond memories of knitting this because I was in Stockholm at the time when I was knitting it. And I knitted on the train up when I was at a picnic with my friend Tilda. Oh, amazing. And then I made my marseille sweater. Gorgeous. I love it. It's so comfortable. It's nice. I love the fit, the oversized fit. What I would do different is do like a chocolate brown instead, because I realized that beige on me, it's not good. It's not good. It doesn't enhance anything for me. It just doesn't go well with my skin tone. I think I look way better in warmer colors. You guys made me realize that. The next thing I made, so much fun, was another Ingrid slipover. This took me forever. It's a sample knit for the yarn store I work at, so you can go there and see it right now. And it was just not fun to knit because at this point I had knitted one Ingrid slipover and one sweater, that summer, like, and yeah, under like 2 months I had knitted 3 of the Ingrid pattern, and I was just so bored of it. Now I need to make it again. I'm gonna make it as soon as my yarn arrives. It was fun to make a sample knit though. And it's fun having it up. I'm very proud that I finished it, because I've had so many moments of like customers walking in and being like, oh, this is such a cool pattern, like this is so pretty, and I'm like, thank you. I knitted that. Chunky Dahlia. This one holds a special place in my heart. I made this when Copy Dolls was here. It's insane how much, like my terrazzo sweater, I can only think of being in Stockholm. My Chunky Dahlia, I can only think of Copy Dolls. Like, it's insane how much a knitted object, how many memories they hold. Then I made my sweater number 15. Now we're in September something. It wasn't as hard. It was my first time doing cables. It wasn't difficult at all. It was just quite tedious. Not that tedious either, but the sad thing is that I don't like the fit, and I really thought I would, but so I don't wear it. I gave it to my mom. She doesn't really wear it either, so it's just in the closet somewhere, which is really sad. Then, oh my god, my marble sweater. This is my favorite sweater, honestly, from this year. I'm gonna mention my 4 favorite sweaters in the end of this, but this was one of them. I started off the year, the first time I saw Ingrid, the marble sweater by petiteknit, I felt completely in love with the yarn. And when Copy Dolls was here, we were in Denmark. We managed to find a brown fat mohair, and I used it with this. Now, what ended up happening while I was blocking this sweater was that it got a stain. My camera is dying. We're gonna finish up the marble sweater story soon. Bye bye. I've charged my camera for 20 minutes now, so we'll see how far I get. One of my goals for 2023 is to get myself an extra battery. This camera only films for like 30 minutes and then you need to charge. I'm not professional. I remember us talking about the stain. I got this raspberry stain. It's so weird. Remember how I said that probably one of my family members spilled some raspberry jam on it because it looked exactly like raspberry jam and just didn't have the courage to tell me? Well, on all of our white stuff, like my parents' carpet, it's mysteriously getting pink stains from nowhere. Like, it's insane. Like, it's powdery stuff where you touch it, it like turns into jam. But it's so strange. Does someone know what that is? Because on my white chair, there was just this white powdery. What is it? I don't know. Anyway, this is the first sweater that I'm showing you like this. I've been wearing this like crazy. Someone asked me on Instagram if I can, like, she thought that yarns like this is gonna pill a lot. It definitely is. I just last night after wearing it, if you can see, has some pills. The thing is, with the mohair, it like gets into big chunks. All the pills collects themselves into one little group, and then you can just pull it off. So it's not like peeling it away where it's hard to get off. So the back of this, I'll show a video of the stain itself and how much it provoked me. So annoying. But where is it now, bitch? Where is it now? You can't see it. I received a bunch of comments telling me to duplicate stitch over it. And like, I got so many tips on how to remove the stain. But I had tried so many things. I was just not ready to try anymore. It just provoked me so much seeing nothing working. And then eventually I found a piece of scrap yarn and I tried duplicate stitching, and it is here. Like, here you can still see some of the pink around it. Here, babes, look over here. And here. I'm totally flipping you off, sorry. Here it is. I don't care if it's a bit of a chunky stitch, because from far away you can't see the stain anymore. So it's solved, and that makes this one of my favorite sweaters of 2022. I wear it every day because it's so cold, and I'm in a room with no heating right now, so I should probably wear that, but we're not gonna do it. Anyway, now we're in October or something, I believe. I'm completely lost because at this point I stopped writing the dates I finished it when I was working on it. I use Ravelry a lot instead. I do love scrapbooks. I make things. I have a Eurovision journal every year. I have so many things, so I just like to make it easy for myself. So for next year example, I'm not gonna do this I'm probably gonna keep a piece of scrap yarn for every project, because imagine in like 10 years going back to this journal and being able to see a project like this one. I've gifted it. I'm never gonna see this, my caramel sweater again, but I can look at the pictures and feel the yarn. Like imagine in a couple of years, yeah. But sticking these in were so annoying. So next year I already have a knitting journal for this year. It's like this one, but it's a big one. But yeah, these contributed to this one being so thick. Like a bunch of, do you understand what I mean? So it's just so hard to write and add in new pictures, which is why I haven't added in like the last projects of 2022. Next project, my Moby sweater. I love her too. She is also one of my favorite sweaters of this year. And I used Heavy Merino by Knitted for Olive and Isager Silk Mohair. It is so much warmer than my marble sweater, which is actually insane because the Moby sweater is knitted on 4.5 millimeter needles. I knitted it on that anyway. And this one is 10 millimeters and has chunky yarn. But the Heavy Merino by Knitted for Olive is super warm on me. I really thought I wouldn't be able to knit this, but we did it, babes. We did it. And it was not that hard. The hard part is the German short row section, because you kind of have to think for yourself a little bit. But I mean, if I could do it, and I'm the worst person in this entire world. No, I'm not. Maddie Healy exists. Anyway, and now we're getting to the part of my knitting journal where it's pretty empty. Here's a picture of my brother's hipster hat and my mom's hipster hat. And then I have written my Sunday sweater mohair edition. I prepared, I just haven't taken a picture of it. My blue terrazzo sweater, haven't taken a picture of that. My cardigan number 7, I haven't taken a picture of that. So they're just empty. And then I have, like, here is, I need to add this in. This is, you know, and honestly, I don't know if I'll do it because I really want to start my 2023 journal, which is so stupid because I should just honestly finish this. But I also want to start my Eurovision journal because Eurovision season is already there. We are getting off track. So I'm going to go into Ravelry at this point to check what we're doing, what we did at the end of the year. Okay, yeah, so after my cardigan number 7, I made a sweater number 14, but as a dress, and I love it so much. It's so comfortable. It's so nice. I wore it a lot during Christmas season, and now we talked about how memories are set to different projects in a crazy way. So now I view it as a Christmas dress, and I don't know if I'll ever wear it other than Christmas. I don't know, we'll see. Then I made a novice sweater mohair edition. I don't know if editing me is gonna be good at adding in videos and stuff. So I'm just gonna show this for safety. I used these yarns. This sweater is finished. Hello. There we go. I used hand-dyed mohair from Sorella. I finished it December 26th. That's hard to say. And my mom has taken it because it's super soft. It's hand-dyed mohair and Isager mohair. That's how you pronounce it. My Swedish ass want to say Isager, but yeah, the shaping, it's not, my mom got it. And then my last project of 2022. I should probably go get it because it's probably one of my favorite things. I'm actually gonna go and get all of my favorite projects from this year. Hold on a sec, hold on. So this is my last project of 2022. It's also my favorite. It is the Winter Clutch by petiteknit. I finished this on New Year's Eve. I was going to a New Year's Eve party, but this was using gifted yarn from the yarn shop I work at. Sixty got a note. It's our own yarn. It's absolutely gorgeous. I didn't receive any compliments on New Year's Eve, but it was just a bunch of men around me and they don't have any taste. Yeah, I do have stuff in here because I've been... What's in my bag, you may ask? My perfume. Shout out to FK Twigs, love you. My wallet. And then I have my card for free healthcare. Nice. For the rest of the year. Iconic. And then just makeup. I try to be good at like I'm not gonna know what's in my bag right now. What the fuck am I doing? I wear this all the time. I bought the chain off of petiteknit. I bought the, like, hello? Everything in here is from petiteknit. I will say, on this metal thing that is hidden in here, it was a note that said you should put this type of oil on it beforehand so it helps it from squeaking and like, and I was not going to do that because I was in a time crunch. I wanted to finish this for my New Year's Eve party and I didn't have the time to let the oil sit for a day, but it's making noises, so I kind of regret it, but I want to make another one. Because of this, Anna has ordered stuff from petiteknit, so we're gonna make winter clutch kits at the yarn store that you can buy, and I'm probably gonna buy one and make another one for myself in like a darker color. I don't know. This is amazing, and I just want to knit bags now. That's one of my favorite objects. Then we already talked about these, but I just want to show you them like this. My chunky dahlia, of course. This is one of the few sweaters I didn't put an elastic thread in. I'm a sucker for putting in, before blocking, you put in an elastic in the neckline. It takes 2 seconds. It's kind of satisfying. And then your neckline will never stretch. It just keeps its beautiful shape. This one has stretched out so much because I didn't do it. And when you put in an elastic after it has stretched, it's okay. But it looks a bit wonky. So that kind of provokes me. And I don't feel motivated to put in an elastic thread after it's finished. So I don't know if I'm even gonna do it. This one hasn't had an elastic thread in it either, which is stupid by me, but it's my Moby sweater. Love her. Love her. So pretty. So pretty. And then my marble sweater, whatever. I've had this channel for 1 year now, over a year. I posted my first video like the 2nd of January or something, and we have evolved like crazy, both in knitting, being comfortable on camera. I started off getting like 80% hate comments. We get a couple of weird comments every now and then, but there's a lot of love here. I'm the worst person at answering comments because I view writing to people just like having a conversation in real life. And I just don't want anyone to feel like I didn't answer their message correctly. So that's why I suck at texting friends, family, answering messages. So one of my goals for 2023, I don't know, I'm trying so hard already, but I really try to answer the comments because I read all of the comments, but I don't want to like the comments because then I feel mean for not answering. So then it's just a cycle. But I love your guys' comments. It's just so sweet. You're the only reason why I still post, because it's just so fun to have conversations with you and have someone to talk to. Like, it's just me in my room right now in the rain talking to this little black Canon G7 digital thing, like science what, and then a bunch of people. I have a community that I can talk to about my knitting, and that helps me. Like, I would still have a stain on here right now if it wasn't for you guys. So yeah, I just want to thank you for this year, and hopefully 2023 will bring, I have a lot of fun projects planned that I'm knitting. I'm already knitting a bunch of weird stuff, and it's the 10th of January or something. So yeah, I just want to say thank you. I've said thank you 10 times. But yeah, I really appreciate it so much. I'm gonna go and read, and thank you for watching this video. Peace and love. Peace and love. Bye guys.